We have with another interview with another performer from By Popular Demand. We have Sammy today.
Nice to meet you guys.
Would you like to introduce yourself and the show that you're on and sort of the song that you performed?
So I'm Samuel Joseph John. People call me Sammy, and I'm from India basically. So I've been studying Bachelor of Music, specializing in popular music here at Monash, and By Popular Demand is like one of the best shows. Like I'm really privileged to be part of because I've been exposed to like a lot of people, and I got a lot of exposure from performing in the studios of Monash, and it was so good. And especially working with a lot of people there, like experienced people like Hayden, Rod Davies, Gerald Marco. It was so nice, and I was able to learn more. Just not just my writing stuff, not just my songwriting stuff, but also my production stuff, and knowing how a show runs and how things happen in the back. So all those things were like really uh informative to me, and it's probably going to like help me a lot in my future as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to sort of talk about the song that you wrote called "Feel You Now," the inspirations for it, and sort of like like what sort of vibe you were going for?
So this song is basically about a long distance relationship. So I've been through one before, so I know like how hard it is for someone to miss their partner when they're overseas basically. So it's like I imagine this song like me sitting on a beach and thinking that I don't have my partner next to me to hold my hand. So that was the basic idea. That's where things started off, and that's when I thought, okay, I should pen these emotions down. So that's how I got Feel You Now, and basically I wanted to feel my partner from where I am. Doesn't matter the distance. It's like understanding her, even if she's like miles apart. I just want to like feel her next to me wherever I am. So that's a basic inspiration for the song.
That is really cute. Is usually your inspirations for your other songs sort of like romantic based, or is it like is that like a common theme sort of that you
So
sort of like?
honestly speaking, like I've not written much. I'm a pianist, but this is the first song which I would say which I've completed and produced officially, like from Monash. So I would say I usually like play a lot of stuff. I play a lot of genres and stuff, but when it comes to songwriting, it's my first song.
Right.
Yeah.
So is it so you don't have you produced much before, or is it
Yeah,
just you haven't written much in
I
terms of
have
like songs?
produced
Yeah.
much. Like I have done productions, and I'm mostly a freelance pianist. I play for like bands,
Yeah.
but when it comes to writing, like I've just penned down like a bit of it, not much. But this was Feeling Now was the first song which I've like completed the whole thing.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And sort of the show sort of like pushed you to sort of complete
No,
something now.
it was not the show. I wrote this when I was in my second year. So this show was produced when I was in third year. So I wrote it a year back, and it was so good because we had like songwriting units happening in Monash, and they helped because I've never written a song before, like completely. So my lecturers, my professors there, they helped me to like pen down what I feel, and it was the right time when I was missing my partner. So I thought, okay, fine, everything matches, so I think I should pen this down,
Right.
and then that's how I got the song.
And being primarily a producer, how does it feel creatively to try to produce something lyrically as opposed to something that's more like sonically based?
It was a really beautiful experience, I would say, because I know how it feels when I play piano. Like that's a different feel. But then when I pen it down, I was able to like feel more emotions. Like especially when it comes to words, I was like, okay, I didn't even know that I knew these words, and how did these come to me? So things like that. It was really it is a great experience. And especially like my friends, they helped me a lot because we've got a lot of songwriters in here, and now they've been like really helpful and helping me pen down what I felt. So it was so good when having a music cohort supporting you in whatever you do, and especially as a pianist, I have singers who help me to write, and for singers there are pianists to like help them. So it's like it's a beautiful environment like where we have collaboration and teamwork, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Does collaboration influence your music a lot? Because I see you working with, especially on your YouTube, I see you working with a lot of very different artists.
Oh yeah. I do collaborate with a lot of people. I've been collaborating for years right now. Like it's been like, I would say 7 years, 7 to 8 years. I've been collaborating with a lot of people. Like especially when back in India, I used to like collaborate with a lot of my friends, and through them I get to know a lot of local artists. So I used to like collaborate with them, and every artist I work with has their own way of dealing with music. So, and it was a new learning. Like I said, I learned till this very day, like till today, I learned something new, and that's part of my career, to learn new something every day from the people I meet. Yeah.
And speaking of careers, you mentioned earlier that you essentially you studied what did you study?
Yeah, I have done my computer science
Yeah.
engineering. I'm a computer science graduate, and yeah, I've worked for like a year in a company, and then I had to quit my job because my passion was in music. So yeah, I worked for a year, and then I turned back to music, and I wanted to take this as a full-time career for me, and then yeah, I had to take that decision to step down from a good paid job and going down to music. And I feel like I'm more happier than I was doing my job. So I feel content in what I'm doing right now. And right now, along with production, I'm also a teacher. I teach music. So that, yeah, so that's my primary thing right now. So along with production and playing for gigs and stuff, I also teach music to kids. Basically, I love kids, so I teach kids a lot. Yeah, that's my career right now.
Yeah, and I just going back to the big decision. Would you be able to walk us through like that process of how you, because that's a very big decision to make.
Yeah, it was really hard. I should say it was hard to like take that big decision, because like I need to like before I do this, I need to make sure that I can sustain my life with what I'm doing, because it's got a tremendous impact on what I'm going to do. Especially like when I had a good job, like it was so good and I was paid really well. But then when I had to like drop that off and then get onto music, it it was really a bad, I can't even imagine those days, because I was more concerned about my parents, because I need to like support them as well, and I can't just let go of something and then not grow in another thing which I wanted to go. But I didn't do that. That didn't happen, and I felt like that was a decision which changed my life. Because if I didn't do that decision, it would have been horribly wrong. But since I dropped my job then, and since I pursued my passion, like I was happy. And when I was happy with my job, obviously like everything came to me, and like it was so good. Things are going really well, much better than before though. Yeah, I'd say that.
That's great. That's really nice to hear.
Would you say like people like after coming, so obviously you like traveled like, you know, like thousands of miles away from your home and stuff like that, and you came to Monash, people around here, like how would you say like how would you describe the sort of like popular music course and how they like sort of helped you grow as a musician, and sort of like you said you learn new stuff every day. What was like one key thing that you really got out of the course and like sort of the show?
So when I was like performing back in India, so I just perform because I'm also church pianist, so I play at church. So a lot of stuff happened within the church, and like with people associated with the church, and it was like, and that was an amazing experience. I would not say no. I learned a lot from them as well. But then once I got here and I started studying a pop music course here, it was like pushing me to that limits, like getting me out of that comfort zone. And I would say, when it comes, as I said, we have a lot of people in music cohort who are like of different levels, and then they are some of them are the best. And when I compare, it's not like a competition or something, but when I compare them, it's like, okay, I need to like learn something from them. I need to get to where they are, because my decision of moving to music from computer science, I need to do something to get to that level. So I always look up to my friends and the people who I collaborate with, and my friends are really like a great inspiration for me, like, okay, fine, okay, that's how she does it, or that's how he does it, I need to do that. So if I do that, I can get to that level eventually. And then I collaborate with them, like we have a good learning thing happening between us. It's probably like I would say one of the units it was the art of teaching music, if I'm right. That's the unit's name. And in that, it is like I need to teach someone what they don't know, and they need to teach me something which they don't know. So it's like mutual. I teach them something, they teach me something. So I taught someone to play the piano who is a good songwriter, and that songwriter taught me how to songwrite. So it's like I learned something new. So yeah, it all contributes to that, the point that I learned something about writing. So it's like we helped each other. So all these things happen inside the course, and like um I every single moment of my study, it was so beautiful, and I really did gain a lot of exposure and a lot of networks, I would say, especially like having Rod Davies, Gerald Marco, one of the best in Australian music. So working with them and getting opportunities to play with them was like I can't even imagine that. So those things really like helped me to get to a point where like, okay, fine, I've achieved something because I dropped my my previous work or my computer science degree. Even if I drop that, I've learned something to that level where I can, okay, fine, you've done it, Sam. You've done it. You're gonna make your parents proud. You're gonna make the people around you proud. So that's all that matters in the end. So yeah.
And I know before this, sorry, you mentioned that you used to be like a church pianist. I want to sort of explore how to like, and I think on your YouTube channel as well, you mentioned something about sort of religious connotations, like sort of how did like religion sort of influence your music, and sort of like how was it an inspiration to you? I feel like that would be important.
Yeah,
It's important to you.
of course. Yeah. I used to be. No, I've been a Christian like for like from the start, and I've been in since my dad is also a musician. I've been playing at churches as well, like along with him. I've been seeing him play, and then eventually I got into church. I got into bands at church, and then learning music from church is like a different experience. As it's not just about learning how to play. It's more like I have a spiritual connect in whatever I do. So I was like more like when it comes to band, I would say I was able to like lead my band. So like helping my band, so okay, do this, do that. Let's make this work together. So again, it's all about collaboration and teamwork inside the church as well. So when we have we do have a fellowship with our band, so where we also have our spiritual talks and like supporting each other in whatever we go through. And also we have our band talks where we like work on how to make things work uh, for the better of the church, or for the betterment of the community there. So it's like I would say the music which I played at church really helped me to grow musically, or like it really like it helped me to step further to where I am right now. Yeah.
No, that's really cool. Sort of, I think, sort of just to wrap up and stuff like that, like do you have any like future, I know before this you were saying that how you were coming in to sort of work on like new projects with your mates from the course and stuff like that, but what is sort of your future direction with your artistry, and sort of like where do you see yourself going in the next few years?
So like I said, I'm teaching right now.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing primarily.
Yep.
But I do perform gigs and performing gigs as a pianist, and I'm also like doing some more songwriting right now. So hopefully it should be out in a few months or so. I'm in the process of writing. So yeah, so I basically teach and I play gigs outside with my friends, and especially friends from Monash. They've been incredible. Like they are the ones who have like given me opportunities to play along with them, and it's always fun. Like to be honest, like I work 5 days in a week, and I just have 1 day left. So I had the opportunity to like work for that day as well as a teacher. So I work for 5 days as a teacher, and 1 day I'm free. I've kept that free just to play and have fun with my friends. I don't want to like fill that day with teaching again, because I've been doing that like always.
Yeah.
So I just want to like leave a day to play with my friends and go for gigs. And so I don't want to like miss out that connect. So I still have that with me. Yeah.
Really cute, yeah. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you so
for
much.
sharing your story. Yeah, I think this is a nice wrap. Yeah.
It's been really nice having you on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.